Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at GrowFold, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's off of Preston Road in Frisco, Texas. As always, please make sure you're pressing that thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And also give me a follow on my Instagram at GrowFold if you have any questions about the plants or just want to get in touch with me directly. I would love that engagement as well. So you can see today I am going to this Lowe's location late afternoon right off of work. I did have a pretty long day at work, but I am trying my best to get you that daily 1 hour plant shopping video that everybody seems to be coming to for a live premiere chat as well. So for those that are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. My name is Richie and I do daily 1 hour plant shopping videos. And actually I have had a lot of new viewers and subscribers. And so thank you so much for those that have pressed the subscribe button with all the notification bell on. Some people have asked me again why I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. The reason being is because I originally started this YouTube channel as an origami channel. So origami is the art of folding square papers into different types of shapes. And I used to do origami ASMR videos where I would make origami paper cranes. So this is the reason why I call it plant foldies, because those that were originally subscribed were there for the origami content, but obviously we have evolved and it is now a plant channel where I share my insights, my opinions about plants. We go plant shopping, and so today I am going to be going to the Lowe's in Frisco, Texas. This is one of the Lowe's that I like to go to because it is typically full of plants. And for those that are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it would be one of the areas I would recommend. So you already know how I like to start my big box or plant shopping videos. I like to go walk around the outdoor garden section because as much as I love growing plants indoors, I also love growing plants outdoors. I'm actually having a garden, whether it's a herb or vegetable garden or just having a landscape garden. I've been working on a Japanese garden in my backyard for a while. It is slowly getting there. I'm just waiting for some of my trees to really mature in order for me to start putting down some plants that are needing a little bit more shade. But as you can see right here, it is about to be the fall season. And the reason why I say that is whenever fall is around, a couple of plants will pop up seasonally, and that would be chrysanthemums or what you call mums. These are beautiful plants. Actually, in Japan, chrysanthemums are called kiku, and they actually have festivals. So I think that is super interesting. And obviously, crotons. So if we see any crotons today, but I also wanted to show you the beautiful Acer palmatum or Japanese maples that we have right over here. So for $234, you can get a beautiful red Japanese maple. I'm not sure of the cultivar, but I have been eyeing that particular Japanese maple for a while because that size is a really good price, $234. Typically, that would be more in the $500 range. But, you know, whenever you go to big box stores, you typically will find very budget-friendly, cost-effective plant pricing. And, you know, some people have their opinions about whether you should go big box store plant shopping, whether it is really something that would support local or small businesses. But as I always say in every single video of mine, whenever I am at a big box store, is you can choose to go shop where you want to shop. I always say, go ahead and diversify where you buy your plants. So there is a point where you can buy your plants at a big box store. You can find something like this bougainvillea, for instance, and get a cost-effective plant price. or you can also shop local and small businesses as well. To me, most places are not as full or have as many selections as, say, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, which is where I'm based at. So the only places that you would be able to pick up plants and actually buy them would be at a big box store. So hopefully those that are anti-big box store plants will realize that some people just don't have the selection. And truthfully, some people are not into buying plants online. You know, there is always a risk whether the plant is going to be delivered to your doorstep. But if you are as adventurous as me, I like to buy my plants pretty much at different sources, whether it is a big box store like Lowe's, where they have all these beautiful succulents and cactus, or local and small businesses such as Plants and Planters, Plant Keeper, Peta's Planters in Dallas, and also even overseas. So getting plants from, say, Art Garden Flowers on Instagram, leafcrafter.id, to name a few. So that's what makes plant collecting interesting, is because you can actually have choices on where you're buying plants. And I love being able to walk around and show you beautiful plants like this. For instance, this is a Kalanchoe, and you can see that this one has a very interesting structure. It doesn't even look like a plant. It looks more like a sculpture to me. And just hanging out and showing you all of the different types of foliage. You know, I've gotten a lot of feedback how some people really just want to jump into the screen and walk around and hang out. And I agree. I would love to meet each and every single plant foldie that tunes in and watches my videos. I think it'd be a lot of fun. And, you know, exciting news is I will be going to PlantCon 2025 in New York City this coming Friday, August 29th, August 30th, to just see the beautiful plants. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, like I said again, if you're looking for that exclusive content in a longer format form, because these days, you already know, plant foldies, that people make more of the short format content, whether it's TikTok, Instagram Reels, Shorts on YouTube. But I am more of the old school, where I really like longer formats. I do believe that sometimes people's attention spans are not nearly as long as back when the internet was just starting to actually develop. So that's just kind of what I am at this point in terms of why people ask me, Richie, you make really long videos. Can you shorten the videos? Another thing, I guess I would just get a little bit chatty. So if you don't really want to hear me chit chat and you just want to see the plants, feel free to press the mute button. It is okay, especially for those that are discovering my YouTube channel for the first time. I tend to be chatty. I tend to be repetitive. That's just me. And I've always said this in all of my videos, because I really do feel like people really try to please others, especially on social media. But please be your most authentic self. Embrace who you are. Embrace every single quirk you have. And I already know, for me, I just like to talk. So I appreciate all of the plant foldies that continue to embrace who I am. And hopefully you follow suit and just make sure that you are not out there trying to please people, trying to change who you are. Now over here we have a Hydra Helix. Say it with me, plant foldies. Hydra Helix. All right, now let's go ahead and say it the correct way, and that is Hedera Helix. So the Hedera Helix is a staple on the plant foldie inside jokes. That is an English ivy. That is one of the most challenging plants to ever grow indoors without getting spider mites. So if you've been able to successfully grow an English ivy indoors without without getting spider mites, then please tell us your secrets. Tell us your ways, because we want to be able to keep a Hydra Helix alive. Now for $4.98, we've got a bunch of beautiful chrysanthemums or mums. Fall is around the corner. If you are a Starbucks fan, I am ready for my pumpkin spice latte. And so I'm even more excited though for cooler weather. Fall weather is great. Let me know in the comment section, plant folies, actually what you look forward to in the fall. I love the cool weather, the changing of leaf colors, especially on maples. And so I'd like to know your comments in the comment section, and feel free to just comment as much as you want on this video and all of my past and future videos, because I really love engaging with y'all. I pretty much respond to each and every viewer that leaves a comment. But as you can see right here, we still have quite a bit of lantanas available. So lantanas are perennials, at least in my grow zone, which is 8B. So this one is for $5.98. Love lantanas, and the reason being is they are super drought tolerant and they love full sun. So if you have areas in your yard, so for instance, I have a very intense full sun area in the south facing part of my home, and I couldn't really grow anything unless it was like lantanas. So I ended up putting lantanas, and they're doing extremely well. And the fact that they are perennials means I'll be saving money because they come back year after year. The thing about lantanas is before winter comes, you want to trim them all the way back down to the base, and they pretty much just kind of go dormant and they'll come back year after year. Did you know that chrysanthemums also are perennials? So say you grow these beautiful chrysanthemums in the ground, they will come back year after year as well. Now we're going to be looking at some of these products right over here, some plant products. So I've actually seen prop drafts. This is really interesting right over here. This is Market Botany. I have heard some really good reviews for it. And, you know, I've been actually doing a lot of plant propagations. I've taken a lot of cuttings from my pothos plants, my syngoniums, and a couple of other plants, and I'm rooting them in water. I may try prop drops, and then they also have Market Botany leaf shine. So I actually have my own DIY pest preventative leaf shine mix that I call the Foldy Mist, and I will share that recipe for anybody that's interested. But it's one of those things where plant products to care for your plants, whether it's plant fertilizers, leaf shine, pest preventatives, it's really important to have those handy. I also use this. So this is a Miracle-Gro garden feeder. So I have this. It actually sprays a mixture of the Miracle-Gro fertilizer. I actually have been somewhat passionate about fertilizing my plants, specifically my Aglaonema from overseas on my back patio. I fertilize them with an all-purpose Miracle-Gro fertilizer every 2 to 3 days, since it is diluted by the garden feeder. And then you can see right here, Osmocote Plus, really good slow feeding fertilizer that you can mix into your soil, so every watering your plant is getting fed. I also like recommending different types of plant products that you can find at big box stores like Lowe's. Miracle-Gro all-purpose fertilizer is my go-to, but also this product. Plant Foldies, I am super excited to finally show you my unboxing of the bonsai supplies that I received a generous amount from the Bonsai Supply store. This is a company that is based out in Houston, Texas. I have been using the Bonsai Supply soil for many years now. I used to buy it off of Amazon, but you can actually buy this directly from the bonsaisupply.com. And you can see right here, this is their all-purpose, fast-draining soil that you can utilize for your bonsai. And for those that don't know, the bonsai is the art of growing beautiful miniature trees, and it is one that takes so much dedication. It is definitely creating living works of art, and in order to make living works of art, you really have to have premium soil and supplies, and I am just super excited that the Bonsai Supply company sent me this package of all of the supplies that I have used for many years. So you can see right here, I am struggling to unbox this. This is the organic slow release all-purpose fertilizer that is also made and sourced out in the United States. So all of their supplies in terms of just the soils and their fertilizers are sourced out and created in the United States. You can see right here, it is a gentle organic fertilizer, and it is all purpose, so you can utilize it for a lot of your plants. Here's the thing about the Bonsai Supply soil. It is definitely a complete soil. It is one that you can utilize as well for your succulents and cactus. So if you don't necessarily grow bonsai, you can actually utilize their soils because it is fast draining. So it's really good for even your succulents, your cactus, and your sansevieria, any type of plant that just needs fast draining soil. You can see that the Bonsai Supply has also sent me different types of wire gauges, as well as their other fertilizer right over here. You can see that this one is the non-organic fertilizer. So you have different choices, and all of these products you can find on the bonsaisupply.com or bonsaisupply.com. I do have an affiliate link for that. That is going to be in all of my descriptions for my YouTube videos. And I'm just really excited to be able to finally show you all of the amazing products that I received from Bonsai Supply. You can see right over here, this one is the black lava rock. So you can utilize these types of soils to amend your soil. So say you need to make your all-purpose soil a little bit more fast draining, you can utilize a lot of these soil amendments for it. So you can see that I've got 3 different types of soils. I am going to be using the all-purpose mixture that they already have on the very left, and I am so thankful that they even sent me other supplies such as this potting mat. And just know, plant foldies, that I will utilize in another video a demonstration of using all of their supplies. So I just wanted to show you guys what types of supplies I got from Bonsai Supply. Super excited that I met the owners when I was actually at PlantCon Houston 2025, and I'm just so thankful and honored that they chose me to be one of their affiliates to actually promote and share their products. I mean, you can see right here, we've got some stainless steel scissors, and what I like about the Bonsai Supply supplies that I've received in the past couple of years, aside from just getting this really generous package, is the fact that these soils do work. You can utilize it for a lot of your plants. You don't really have to worry about root rot. It's just fast draining. And I love the fact that all of the ingredients that they use is sourced from the United States. This is made in the USA, and we definitely want to support American products. This is an American company, and I just love the fact that the owners and the company really trusted me to show you all of these soils. So if you are interested in utilizing Bonsai Supply soils, please utilize my promo code for 10% off any of the supplies on your orders. Just use the promo code GROWFOLDS. It's just one word when you check out, and you will receive 10% off your entire order for these supplies. These are high quality supplies. This is some of the best bonsai supplies you can utilize. And this is just great products to use for a lot of your plants in general. So I urge everybody to follow the Bonsai Supply on Instagram and shop today. All right, plant foldies, it is the main event, and that is we are going to go big box store plant shopping for indoor houseplants, indoor tropical plants. We're going to see if we can find some budget-friendly, inexpensive, beginner-friendly houseplants. So all the adjectives that are very positive in terms of when you are going shopping. I don't think anybody goes into a place wanting to spend a lot of money. So we're going to see what plants that they have on sale, what are available. And, you know, as far as Lowe's, I would say Lowe's is just really good about keeping their stock current and keeping their stock healthy, and I really appreciate that. This particular one has always been good to me, and even the merchandising has been great. It looks like they did get a new shipment, so we're going to take a look and see what they have. I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of these plants. So usually at a big box store like Lowe's, there will be an end cap with Live Trends design plants. So you can see we've got a Sansevieria in a stoneware planter, and then look at how beautiful this Scindapsus is. I think this is a Scindapsus exotica in a ceramic hanging planter by let's see, is it Live Trends design? No, it's actually Urban Jungle. So Urban Jungle has actually sort of evolved in terms of their presentation of their planters. They have more of a modern, sleek look now too. So sometimes I mix up Urban Jungle planters as well as Live Trends design. The thing about Urban Jungle planters is that they really utilize a lot of terracotta. So you can see right here, this is a Philodendron hederaceum, Brazil. This is a terracotta planter that is glazed. So I really like the inlays of that. And as far as these hanging baskets, this is $24.99. All of the plants I've just picked up are easy care. And I did want to ask the plant foldies, as I've shown you all of these plants in previous videos, like this Ficus elastica burgundy in a mixed media planter. Which plants have you actually bought or actually added into your plant collection? Have you actually been motivated to go plant shopping with me, or just plant shopping in general? I'd love to know your comments in the comment section. I know that earlier in the video, I talked about diversifying where you buy your plants. So whether you go to Lowe's to go shopping at Lowe's, Walmart, Home Depot, or even Target, or local nurseries, I'd really like to know where you guys end up buying your plants, because I really do get a lot of my plants from many different sources. I even go through private sellers, friends that sell plants. So it's just one of those things that I actually want to learn about the community we have on this channel. So leave that in the comment section below. And you can see right here, what I love about Live Trends design is not only do they have a modern or sleek look to their plants, they innovate by just utilizing other methods of, I guess, just other methods of planters, you know, the media that they use. So it's like even wood. I really like that simplistic look. And you can see right here, I'm going to be nosy and see, this looks like it is another shipment of plants. So we have some Ficus elastica. It looks like we have some type of fern. We have an alocasia right here. So as far as plants, they do get shipments in often. It looks like they're still stocking some of these plants. So you can even see right here, we've got some Live Trend design plants. These are Sansevieria or bird's nest snake plants. This one right here is another beautiful Urban Jungle planter. This one is for $13.99 or $13.98, somewhere around that range. It is in a 4-inch planter, and it has a catch pot. Beautiful plant. I love the fact that it's terracotta, but there is a glaze already. I do like unglazed terracotta planters. I think they're beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and stock this one right here, right next to this Philodendron Birkin, $14.98. Sorry, I got the plant price wrong. $14.98. You would think, plant foldies, that I would have all of these plants memorized as many times as I've gone big box or plant shopping, but it's not always the case. But Philodendron Birkin right here. I'm just going to go ahead and continue to walk around and pick up some plants. This one right here is a ZZ Zenzi plant. It's one of those plants that does grow very compact, and it's one that I absolutely love as well. I don't have it, but I've heard that it is very much so a low maintenance plant. And with everybody's busy lives, or at least for me, I have to have plants that I can source and be able to grow in my space without having to be too tied down to plant care. And what I mean by that is, some people may have time to water their plants for hours and hours. I literally take about 10 minutes now to water all of my plants, because I've been able to just put them outdoors in a shaded area, and I am able to take a hose and just water them, and they are good to go. So the fear of overwatering your plants when you're growing them outdoors is lessened, just because of the wind, the air, the circulation, the airflow. It kind of dries up the soil media. But when you're growing plants indoors, you have to go through each one and use a watering can, make sure that you have it properly drilled terrain, and there's more to it. And I know that I'm going on a little bit of a tangent as I pick up these Live Trends design plants, but that's really the reality of it. And I don't think a lot of us will talk about how growing plants can also be taxing, how growing plants or having a lot of plants in a space can be very stressful. You know, the main goal for plants, or at least what I have learned and what I utilize plants for, is for plant relaxation, for mental well-being, physical well-being. But if you are spending so much time taking care of the plants and it's not a feasible or sustainable way, it can be a little bit taxing. It can be a little bit stressful. And I don't want to put this in a negative context, but I always like to garner feedback from the plant foldy community and see if you also get those types of feelings and how do we mitigate that. And I also wanted to show you this right here. Aside from the deep thought that we just talked about, look at this. It's so interesting to see all of these little these doves sometimes make it into Lowe. So you can see that she's living her best life flying around here. But anyways, going back to that, all have to say is this. When a plant is having a tough time in your care, do you stress about the plant? Do you worry that that new leaf came out yellow or the leaves are starting to crisp? The way I go about, plants that don't necessarily become successful for me in terms of either they're about to go to plant heaven or they went to plant heaven, is giving yourself grace. And I think that is my positive message for anybody that might be struggling with their plant collection, is make sure that you allow yourself to mourn the loss of the plant if that's what happened, but don't beat yourself up over it, because at the end of the day, look at this beautiful Syndapsis trubii Moonlight in a new terracotta planter by Costa Farms. This plant may not always work out for all of us. And what I mean by that is sometimes plants just don't make it into our environment. Sometimes life gets in the way. I would even say I have obliterated a lot of my collection earlier this year because I underwatered. I literally just gave up on watering plants because it took so long to do it. And I would see my plants get a little bit more unhealthy day by day, and instead of running in there and trying to take care of them, I just got more discouraged to the point where I turned my back. And that's full transparency right there. I wouldn't necessarily say I am the best plant parent ever, but I also learned from that it's okay to let go of a plant. It's okay to make mistakes, but what do we do when we step away from that mistake? Do we grow from it? Do we evolve from it? Do we become better plant parents? And for me, I just found the solution that I'm going to be able to just take my plants, if I have a lot, take them outside and water them with a hose. Now, what I do in the winter time is going to be a little bit different, but I'm already planning where the space is, how am I going to water them. And I think as I walk around here and just show you all of these beautiful plants and talk your ear off, I'm just curious to see what are your strategies when you're taking plants. So that's just a little tidbit there, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about the plants here. Again, this one is another common plant we would find, Ficus elastica burgundy, $14.98. It's another beautiful plant that I love. This one is an urban jungle planter, and you can tell because it's got the terracotta look, and then you can see there is a full box of African violet. Love, love, love African violets. And you can see right here, as I pan around, I'm just gonna walk here and just keep picking up plants, showing you them, and let me know what you think of these plants. And if you've made it this far, plant foldies, you already know that is going to be my message throughout the video, is please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And if anything, it's just a huge way to support my efforts to create 1 hour plant content. It does take a while to create this, and hopefully you can at least reward me with a quick push of the like. Now we're going to just continue to pick up some more of these exotic angel plants by Costa Farms right here, and I'll show you their foliage. I'd say that bromeliads are definitely underrated, and I just wish more people would get into it. I am admittedly going to tell you that I used to not like bromeliads. For me, as much as they are beautiful to me, as much as I'd like to put them in my plant collection, I just don't know if I really have the space nor the time to really add another plant like a bromeliad. I have learned that as I go big box or plant shopping for you guys is I can grow plants without actually having to take care of them. And what I mean by that is I could just go to a big box store and admire the plant, pick up the plant, see if it needs any care. If there's any dead leaves, you know, I might peel them off for the plant. And I think that is my way of contributing to growing plants that are not necessarily in my plant collection. I mean, you can see right here, this is a Hydra Helix. Say it with me again, plant foldies. Hydra Helix. That is the Bettina English Ivy. And, you know, with English Ivies, I really do love the look of them. I know that some of you guys are either tired, some of you guys might have even unsubscribed to my channel because I could be a little bit cringy when it comes to English Ivy and some of my repetitive nature. But seriously, when I went outside to feed Charlotte and Catriona, my two little hens that I've been raising in my backyard, I noticed my two English Ivy have actually blown up outdoors. And mind you, those English Ivies were actually outdoors when it snowed and iced, and for some reason they survived. So they are really resilient plants outdoors, but indoors they become very weak. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you this beautiful begonia red kiss. This one is for $20.98, and this is another prime example of a plant I have been looking at for over a year. Every time I go to a big box store, I'm almost tempted to buy the plant. It's almost like if this was 50% off, there was a time where it was on clearance and it was still pretty healthy. I still didn't pick it up, and it's because I know it's a Rex begonia. And for those that don't know, Rex begonias are a little bit more challenging for somebody like me who is not as consistent at watering plants. Also, plants that do not like to get their foliage wet from the top in terms of their foliage, their petioles, their stems, it's just a little bit more challenging for me. $24.98, we've got a Dracaena Tornado, and this one is super, super cool. I love the fact that this one right here almost looks like a Live Trends design planter. I really thought it was until I saw the label of it. And that's the thing, plant foldies, is you know, a lot of these nurseries have not only churned out different types of plants, you know, Proven Winners Leaf Joy, for instance, they have some unique plants that a lot of other big box store nurseries don't really show, but also just the innovation of the planters. I mean, I really think that that's what's going to separate certain nurseries from others or plant companies is what are you contributing that is going to be different? What is something unique that your plant company or your nursery can provide? I mean, I even look at individual small businesses. Everybody is getting the anthuriums. Everybody's getting the variegated alocasias. Some are already on the bandwagon for aglaonemas, and I love that. But what else can you provide to make people want to buy your plants? And that's something that I feel like is really important, is how do you differentiate yourself from others that do the same similar business, or better yet, even the same type of content. So for me, I would tell you that what makes me a little bit different as far as a plant content creator or YouTuber is, number one, I do long format videos. So oftentimes a lot of the really big plant content creators, and kudos to them, I am in awe. I wish I could have millions of followers, but I am not the type of person that can just make short format content. My brain is not wired for that. And so I think that's what makes my content a little bit different is, number one, it is long format. Number two, I feel like my content is very much casual. I don't have like a storyboard or a script, or much less, I don't really do heavy editing. It's literally point and shoot, voice over with some relaxing original tracks by my friend Jordan, and that is it. Whatever comes to my mind is what you're going to get. And I think the really die-hard super plant foldies and plant foldies really dig that. So you know, somebody had asked me that a while ago, what separates me from other content creators, and I would just say that that's kind of the approach in how I make my videos and how I present it. Now, something else that is unique about my YouTube channel is I will try to plant influence or influence people every single video to buy yourself this plant right here, this Aglaonema red Siam. This one is one that I really think everybody should get, or even just an Aglaonema. So if you don't like colorful ones, you can get the green varieties. And what I've noticed is with the green varieties, more and more people are getting into them just because of the low maintenance, stress-free, plant care tips that you can just use. Now over here is another Lowe's exclusive. That was a mixed planter of different types of tropicals by Costa Farms. You can see $24.98. It's a little garden right here. I'm not as big of a fan with mixed planters. I'm more of a purist unless it's a bunch of like pothos cuttings, different pothos cuttings that you would put in a hanging basket. I'm down for that because it's pretty much the similar plant, but just like doing container plants, it's not really my niche. Some people really like it, but for me, I really like to keep it more of like a purist approach. I love this alocasia right here, but I also love the pink planter that it has. It's also a matte finish. You know, as far as like aesthetics, again, I really like minimalistic, modern, contemporary, very sleek looking planters. I like neutral tones or pinks, very minimal textures, if any, just because I want the plant to be more featured versus the plant competing with the planter, if that makes any sense. Now, this one right here, for instance, I really like the elegant shape of the planter, and this Ficus elastica burgundy is absolutely stunning. $24.98 by Live Trends Design. And we're just going to continue to pick up some plants right over here, and I'll just show you the large foliage plants that they have. You can see that this one right here has a sale. There are some Lowe's deals for $34.98. It looks like the Majesty Palms went down from $49.98. It is now on sale for $34.98. Now, the other common large Aglaonema is going to be this Aglaonema Golden Bay. I love it. And you can see right here, beautiful Ficus elastica burgundy. Now, if you give this Ficus elastica burgundy lots of light, even full sun, it will give you a more ruby reddish tone. It really needs that lighting condition to get the best coloration. And plant foldies, what you will always see is quintessential trending tropical plants like this alocasia right here by Costa Farms. And you can see lots and lots of Aglaonema red Siam. So it looks like there are still Lowe's deals. This one is for a limited time only. Normally it's $19.98, but it is reduced or on sale for $14.98. Costa Farms Trending Tropical Plants, the 6-inch self-watering planters. And you can see right here, I'm picking this up because I have to talk about Aglaonema red Siam. I don't know if it's just me, but there is something really special about just the plant. I love the red margins around it. It's easy care. It doesn't get too large, but it actually gets really compact because it pushes out a lot of these little babies. And then you can see right here, this is a beautiful philodendron golden crocodile. I have one that is in desperate need of water. So here's the thing that I discovered about philodendrons. So certain philodendrons, like the philodendron golden crocodile, it wants obviously consistent watering. But did I tell you that these are a little bit more drought tolerant than the average philodendron? There is something about philodendrons like that. They're a little bit more drought tolerant. So to my surprise, it actually works in my favor because I don't really water my plants consistently. And it's something that I've always shared with the plant foldy community over here. $15.98. So we have this Epipremnum aureum or a golden pothos. So that's the scientific name, is Epipremnum aureum. I really love the look of an Epipremnum aureum. It's super easy. And you can see over here, we have an Epipremnum pinnatum Baltic blue. So Epipremnum pinnatum are endemic to my family's home country, which is the Philippines. These basically grow like weeds. And I always am fascinated where we actually collect plants or buy plants for the prices that we pay for in the United States. When if you go overseas, specifically to like a Southeast Asian country like the Philippines, these plants are just growing wildly outdoors. Nobody's potting them up. Nobody's having to soil amend. Nobody's having to put special fertilizers. It's literally Mother Nature taking care of it. So now we're looking at that Aglaonema Golden Bay. I have 4 Aglaonema Golden Bay, and I wouldn't mind having another one. Those are the particular plants that I don't mind having doubles of. So plant foldies, feel free to leave in the comment section which plants you wouldn't mind having doubles of. That is definitely one I wouldn't mind having doubles of. And then you can see right over here, we are looking at some of these planters. So these are the planters I like. I like these modern, very simple aesthetics, really bold shapes. Ones that are just very simple. I like simplicity when it comes to my planters, and I like vibrant, large foliage when it comes to the plants that I pick. So usually it would be like Aglaonema, coleus plants, anything that is really colorful, I really like. And so I'm going to spin around here so you can see that as far as Lowe's locations, I would say that unless it is unkept, and I would say the majority of Lowe's locations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area are amazing. And, you know, come to find out, when I was down in Houston area, Conroe, Texas to be exact, they have amazing selections of plants. So if you are looking for a big box store that will be very consistent about their indoor tropical plants, definitely shop at Lowe's. I would recommend it. I mean, because they will always have like trending tropical plants. Costa Farms exotic angel plants. You can see right here, this is a beautiful Fittonia, for instance, and this one is for $5.98. What a beautiful pink margin it has. All of that veining is really nice. And then we also have a variety of different types of Costa Farms exotic angels. This one is for $8.98, and this is the Hydra Helix, or the Florida ivy. So you can see the Florida ivy actually has a sharper point to its leaves. Really cool looking plant, but like I said again, these plants are a bit invasive, so you have to make sure that you do not plant them in an area where they just will take over, because they will take over your yard very quickly. And then over here we have a Dracaena Dorado. This one will actually get large, and it is another plant that is easy care, and one that you don't have to really water consistently. It's a little bit more drought tolerant. And I always say this, in terms of easy care plants, look for the plants that are drought tolerant and low light tolerant. This one right here is not drought tolerant, nor is it low light tolerant. This is actually one that's called a Croton. This is a Croton Mame. I actually like this Croton because it has a little twist and turns to it, and it's just a really pretty plant. Palea Pan Am. This is another exotic angel plant by Costa Farms. This one is for $5.98. And Palea plants in general need higher humidity. That means if you need to grow these plants, they are best suited in a higher humidity area, or better yet, a terrarium type setting. And then over here we have a China doll plant for $5.98. And if you haven't seen my video of Plant Keeper, it is one of the hidden jungles nurseries in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Please take a look at that. And I urge all of the plant foldies that are watching, or anybody that has just discovered my YouTube channel today, to explore my playlist. I have so many playlists with different content, and even exploring my origami ASMR playlist. Maybe you'll find some relaxation with the ASMR sounds that I make by folding paper, and then just seeing some of my older content. I did want to shout out Super Plant Foldy Eric. I know that I've seen you comment on some of my older videos, even dating back from a year ago. I love it when you guys even engage with some of my older content, because they are in the same format. So what you'll realize these days, though, Plant Foldy, is I'm just a little bit more chatty. Actually, I don't know. I feel like I'm not as chatty, because I remember not even taking any pauses or breaks whenever I would make my voiceovers. Now I'm trying to let you guys listen to some of my soundtracks that my friend Jordan has created. And so with that note, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to pick up some plants as if you were walking around a store and looking at these plants yourself. So enjoy the music as well. take a look at this beautiful syngonium. This is a pink syngonium that I love the look of. It is only for $16.98, and it's one that I would recommend for anybody that wants to grow syngoniums. That is another beautiful pink plant, and it's one that I feel like anybody would actually benefit from growing because it is easy care. And it's a fast grower. The only thing about syngoniums is that they are very thirsty plants. So if you're not as consistent of a water like me, then I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. It's kind of in between easy care and advanced level care. So you'll just have to really see what that looks like for you long term. And then I'm picking up another dogtail cactus, and I love the look of a dogtail cactus. I think it just has a really nice just texture, and it looks prickly, but it's not. So in terms of that, I just feel like the dogtail cactus is another interesting one for $16.98. And then we're just going to walk around here and take a look at some more of the plants. So you can see we've got lots and lots of exotic angel plants. We're going to see if there's any cool exotic angel plants. I mean, obviously there are a lot of cool plants that Costa Farms offers. That's one thing I am thankful for, is that Costa Farms does offer a wide range of different types of plants. It is one that made it very possible for a lot of us, I guess. I would assume, because a lot of people do comment that they do big box store plant shopping. So for me, it is just all about making sure that these plants are readily available. I mean, you will always see a pink angel Photonia, for instance. This one is for $8.98. Well, look what we have here. We've got some beautiful Manjula Pothos, and these are for $8.98 in 5-inch planters. And here's the thing, Manjula Pothos are still considered uncommon pothos plants, even though pothos plants are very easy to propagate. It's kind of like the Japanese pothos, if you've ever heard of the Toruno pothos, where they are super expensive even for a cutting. But as far as like Manjula Pothos, I've actually got several hanging baskets from Costa Farms. I have four hanging baskets of Manjula Pothos. One that I won at PlantCon 2025 in Orlando. Thank you again to the Costa Farms team for gifting me or having me win the mother plant of one of their Manjula Pothos. I think that is super cool, and all of my Manjula Pothos are actually growing outdoors. Here's the thing, the plant price for Manjula Pothos at, say, other places, I've seen these plants go for like $20 for a 5-inch planter like this, but that's the reason why sometimes big box store plant shopping is the more cost-effective or budget-friendly route, because you can get these Manjula Pothos for only $8.98. And look at how beautiful the variegation is. What I love about the Manjula Pothos as well is the fact that it does have more of a larger round heart-shaped leaf as compared to some of the other pothos varieties. Pothos plants in general, I am back at my pothos era. It is one that I definitely would recommend for anybody that is wanting to grow indoor tropical plants. If you haven't already and you're able to get a Manjula Pothos, I would go to Lowe's, I would go to Home Depot, I would go anywhere that they are offering that price, because $8.98 is a phenomenal price. That is where you are going to save your money and really manage your finances for a plant hobby, as well as just in general. I mean, I just feel like if you're going to look for plants, you want the best pricing. Yes, we do want to support local and small businesses. Yes, we do want to support anywhere that does have plants, but you have to compare and contrast. I would even say that while, say, we find like Manjula Pothos for that price, you may be able to find even a local small business that may be able to offer that. I've seen plant markets, pop-ups where there are sellers that sell plants for a very low cost. So it's the running theme, I will say, in all of my videos, and that's literally just make sure you are diversifying where you buy your plants, because you never know, you might be able to find something like this beautiful flame violet for a lot cheaper than maybe $20.98 at a big box store. So it just really depends. But I'm going to continue to walk around and pick up some plants. This is a beautiful planter here. Look at that. Now, I would prefer this planter to actually be more of a matte finish versus a shiny glaze, but needless to say, it's a beautiful arrangement. Not necessarily a fan of all of the plants clumped up together like that. I would be more of a purist as well, unless it is with like different types of pothos varieties in one hanging basket. That's really the only times I would actually like mix plants, but I like that. And speaking of which, syngoniums. Syngoniums are my first love. I've said that before, but the reason why I like syngoniums is that they are a fast-growing plant, and there is something to be said about fast-growing plants. The more vigorous the plants are, the faster new growth, the more propagations you can possibly make from them, and it's just really cool. So whenever I look at like rare, and it's just interesting, the concept of rare for plants is really how you obtain it. It's basically the plant hasn't been propagated or put into tissue culture, so it's considered rare. But once a plant like a syngonium starts to grow, like I have a bunch of syngonium albos growing outdoors, they're vining and they're just easy to propagate. They become less and less rare because I don't know, I just wouldn't pay that big of a price for a syngonium, nor would I pay a big price for a pothos plant. And what I'm getting at is plant foldies. What are plants that you have seen go for really expensive plant pricing that you could wait or you wouldn't pay that price because you know it's easy to propagate? Like if you were to get a cutting or two, you'd be able to multiply it very quickly. Please leave that in the comment section below. I would really appreciate it. Just because I like those insights. I really like to know y'all's thought process and what you guys do with your plants. I feel like these big box or plant shopping videos is definitely a more direct way to have an open conversation. And if you are on the live chat, or if you're watching this during a live premiere, please do not hesitate to jump on the live chat and say hello. I would love for more plant foldies to participate in that. Granted, I haven't been as consistent about doing daily premieres. Just life has just been really busy, and I've just been really tired as well. Sometimes I could push myself to do a voiceover, but sometimes I just want to sit around and do nothing, and I don't feel too bad about that. I don't know. Now, plant foldies, I do feel bad that I did not buy that Epiprinum pinnatum Cebu Blue because it is beautiful. Same thing with this Alocasia. If you were to touch this particular Alocasia, it has a very leathery, rubbery finish to it, and I am a huge fan of it as well. So, I don't know. I like the look of it. I think it's pretty cool, and it's one that I would definitely recommend. If you were to pick an Alocasia, this is only for $19.98, but it is on sale right now for $14.98. So what trending tropical plants do you guys like seeing whenever I do big box or plant shopping? Because I can tell you what plants I like to see in stock whenever I go big box or plant shopping, and that would be this Xanthosoma, for instance, but more so Aglaonema. So if I'm ever able to find the colorful Aglaonema that Costa Farms can offer, I am all about it. It's to the point where I don't mind buying multiples of the same Aglaonema. Now you can see right here, this is a beautiful Peperomia serpens. Really nice plant. I just feel like it's delicate. Like I feel like the branches or the vines would break easily. It is also an easy to propagate plant as well. And we're just gonna spin around here and take a look at some more of these plants. speaking of Aglaonema, looks like we did find some Aglaonema. Look at this gorgeous Aglaonema right here. Some people will call this Aglaonema Snow Dream. This one has a little bit more green on it. Love the look of it. And if you look very closely at the veining, it'll have like a peach tone. It has white stems, originally $19.98, but right now Lowe's has them on sale for $14.98. So you can save some money on these Costa Farms colorful Aglaonema. It is a Costa Farms Trending Tropical plant. I have about 4 of these already, but I wouldn't mind adding a 5th one. That's the thing about Aglaonemas. I think that they're so underrated. I feel like a lot of times plants become a trending plant because somebody has put a very high price tag on them, or somebody on social media is really trending them. So I'm trying to do both. If you really look at some of the Aglaonema from overseas, specifically Indonesia and Thailand, they have Aglaonema that cost about $500, and they're the rare ones, and some people will actually buy it, not necessarily because they like Aglaonema, it's because of the price tag. And I feel like sometimes that is the case when it comes to plants. It's kind of like if you put a market value for it and it is a high value, then people become interested in it. I can kind of equate it, and I'm going to go on a little tangent, so please forgive me, plant foldies, but I will go on a tangent about people collecting Pokemon cards. If Pokemon cards was, at one point not valuable, as in, maybe a booster pack didn't have like a rare card that would cost, a lot of money, I don't think people would be scrambling around trying to buy Pokemon cards. I would say the plant community or the plant market doesn't necessarily have a huge reseller market like that. I do think that some people will find premium plants in the hopes of reselling and making a quick dollar for it. But to me, that kind of gatekeeps people from being able to access the plant. So like as I pick up these Aglaonema, I'm just glad that Costa Farms has at least been able to get many different varieties of Aglaonema. I have told Costa Farms and given them feedback before, and I will continue to say this. I hope Costa Farms will be the leading nursery to really push for many varieties of Aglaonema. I think the more you see them, the more people might be intrigued or interested. So again, plant foldies, if you have Aglaonema or make comments about Aglaonema, use the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. Tag me on your post as well. I'll also share it if you are on Instagram. And then we're just going to go ahead and kind of round out this video by just picking up a couple more of these plants. This is an Epipremnum pinnatum Baltic Blue, originally a trending tropical plant for $19.98. $15.98 is what it is at today. I love the fact that that particular Epipremnum pinnatum doesn't need to climb up a pole to have the fenestrated or splits on the leaves. And then we're just going to spin around here. So fall is around the corner. Halloween is around the corner. Can you believe that we're almost at the end of August, heading into September, and then all of a sudden we have Halloween festives going. So you can see that Live Trends Design has some cool Halloween theme type planters. That's one thing I will also say about Live Trends Design is they really do innovate and actually keep things in the seasonally relevant. So you can see right here, we've got a beautiful air plant with a pumpkin person, and then you can see all of these different Halloween type theme planters for these air plants. I really think that's super cool. So if you are wanting to stay seasonally relevant or decorate your place to meet the fit the season, you can always take the air plants out of these planters and move them to another season. So I like that as well. I think that it's clever. I think that Live Trends Design plants, just their design in general, is amazing. And I honestly would love to be able to work and promote Live Trends Design. I would love to just give some more conceptual ideas. I would love Live Trends Design to not only invest in like air plants and all of the other plants. I'm going to be biased and say I wish they would find like some cool, colorful Aglaonema we've never seen and do something with a really cool planter. But you can see this is a cute kitty cat as well with the Haworthia on it. So I'm just going to keep picking up some of these Live Trends Design Halloween themed planters. Live Trends Design has also done the hydroponic or growing plants in just straight water, which I think is cool. Now, Proven Winners Leaf Joy really leads that way in terms of just having many plants available. And then we're going to go ahead and just continue to round out this big box store plant shopping video by looking at a couple more plants here. Really love the look of Epiprimnum panatum, Cebu Blue Pothos. I took a lot of cuttings and I'm propagating them currently in water. I'm trying to be like my grandmother, and let me go ahead and highlight this. So earlier in the video, I found another one of these planters, $24.98. This is an Alocasia Silver Dragon, but if you look at the planter, it reminds me of a Live Trends Design planter. It does have a heavier cement weight on it, but I love that it looks modern as well. And that plant, that Alocasia, is absolutely stunning. And then I want to go back to this, and I was really debating on whether I should buy this Aglaonema Snow Dream just because it is on sale for $14.98. I would have a higher probability of buying that today as an impulse buy, but I am actually trying to be good. With me going to PlantCon 2025 in New York City this coming Friday, I am already knowing that I'm going to be spending an arm and a leg and a foot, a toe, a nose, an ear, just because it's going to be really tough for me to not buy plants. I've already pre-ordered a lot of my plants, mostly Aglaonema, so stay tuned for that plant haul. But if you are somebody that does want to help out a YouTube content creator, there is an option on giving a super sticker, which is a monetary tip that you can set to give to any content creator. If you are willing to do that or wanting to do that, you can just press the $ with the amount. I will say super stickers do help with the sustainability of this YouTube channel. It does help fund some of my gas money, some of the time I invest in making this content. So for anybody that does leave a super sticker, thank you in advance. And also for those that have given me super stickers in the past, you already know I absolutely appreciate it and have put that money to good use. And that's really to just reinvest into this channel. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, beautiful plants. If I could just do this professionally every day and just talk about plants, film plants, I would definitely do it. I do think that it is so good for my mental health to just be able to walk around and feature beautiful plants like this. So as far as all of your plant shopping, I do ask all of our plant foldies, let me know what plants you've recently bought, what Costa Farms plants you bought in the past or are planning to do so in the future. And what did you think about today's video? Leave that all in the comment section below. And just know that I've posted a couple of new membership only videos. So if you haven't already, please, please, please consider joining my YouTube membership tier. If you're watching this on a computer, all you have to do is hit join. But if you are not, you can just press the join button in the comments section of this video. I will have a pinned link for it. As always, my name is Richie at Growfold. I appreciate you watching. Definitely see you on the next one. Bye.